What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of minimalism? Is it the picture-perfect, white aesthetic room? Or is it that of a person who's so minimalistic that they use the same soap to shower, do the dishes, brush their teeth, and do their laundry? I think many of us have certain preconceived notions about what minimalism is and what it is not. I know I did when I first came to minimalism. I would spend hours looking at these minimalist home interiors online and compare it to my home. Even after I had decluttered a lot of stuff, I would look around the room and see things I didn't like. I thought to myself, I don't like how the kitchen looks. These brown cupboards don't look minimal. Or I would be in a modern Airbnb thinking this place looks more minimal than mine. And for a while, I even felt hesitant to create videos in my home, concerned about comments saying my home doesn't look minimal. But then I realized my mistake. Minimalism is not about the looks. It goes way deeper than that. It's about getting rid of excess and distractions to make space for what you truly care about, and then living with more intention to pursue that. Maybe you're going through the same. You have an idea in your head about what it means to be a minimalist, and you feel like you're not doing it right because your home doesn't look a certain way. But that designer chair or expensive coffee table with a kinfolk magazine on it doesn't make you a minimalist. Minimalism isn't something you buy, it's something you do. It's about cutting the fat and changing your relationship to the things you own. Your stuff doesn't define you. There's nothing wrong with going for a more minimal look and feel in your home. But what I'm saying is that if you feel like you're faking it when your home isn't ready to be featured in a minimalist interior design magazine, you're being too tough on yourself. That's actually another consumer trap, a way to get reeled right back in by marketeers. Minimalism is not just a style, it's a lifestyle. It's a way to change your spending habits, to want what you already have, however it looks. On the other hand, you could also feel like a minimalist fraud if you compare yourself to extreme minimalists. How can you call yourself a minimalist if you still have a fully equipped kitchen, a comfortable couch to sit on, and shirts in more than one color? The horror! If that's you, it's good to remember that minimalism comes in different shapes and forms. You can share the same values as other minimalists, but express them in a different way. Minimalism is not a dogma. It's important not to be judgmental of how others practice minimalism, and also not to be too hard on ourselves. We all live our own lives and are at different stages of our journey. If minimalism is about making space for what you truly care about, how can we all practice it in the same way? What you care about most is unique to you. What minimalism can do is help you get more clarity on that and pursue it with more conviction and intention. Ultimately, minimalism is a way to live a more fulfilling life. Letting go of what's holding you back is a big part of that. And if you have a limiting belief about minimalism, perhaps that's just another thing you could choose to discard. I hope this video inspired you to continue being a minimalist, especially if you were having doubts. I mean, my home doesn't look like those minimalist houses you see on Pinterest, and I also still enjoy the comfort of sitting on my couch. But I do identify as a minimalist. Besides obvious benefits such as spending less money and less cleaning, it has also given me more mental clarity and a sense of direction. That's worth way more to me than living in the perfect minimalist home that might get tons of likes on Instagram. I've created other videos about minimalism, including one about how minimalism changed my life, which I will link to up here. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. And I've also started a newsletter with tips about slow living and minimalism. I will link to that in the description below. And finally, let me know in the comments, what's your idea of the perfect minimalist? Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.